The invitation was for all of you.
The others are still in the transport pod.
Prudent, but unnecessary. Talyn, scan Officer Soot. Unarmed, as I requested.
And you are still armed? How are we supposed to trust you?
Talyn, I am now engaging privacy mode and full manual overrides. I will relink with you within the hour. My mind and Talyn's are no longer joined. I am, therefore, defenseless.
Pilot, has Talyn grown bigger since last we saw him?
Is, Cannon sure looks bigger.
He has indeed grown. Moya is pleased that he's healthy and happy.
Huh. How happy can he be under the control of that madman Crais?
Quite happy, or so he claims. And he insists that Crais hasn't mistreated him.
Is that Talyn talking or Crais?
Evidently Talyn. Crais has removed the neural transponder.
I called for a truce, Crichton. I'm a man of my word.
Oh, yeah? When did that start?
Cardago. Pauzan. Bannock slave.
A Bannock, yes, but no longer a slave.
You're at Scorpius' Gamic base, prisoner with Crichton.
I'm flattered you remember me. My name is Stark.
Shall we skip the meet and greet? Why did you call us?
Despite my best efforts, Talyn is becoming more aggressive, more destructive. You must help me disarm him.
Disarm Talyn.
Our mother and child still catching up on old times.
Yep. They're chattering away like a pair of Bleathics.
Yes, well, what are the others chattering about?
I don't
They've
know.
been over there forever. I can't believe Crais is that good a conversationalist.
Another vessel is approaching fast. It's a Placavian ship.
Is that good or bad?
Bad. Very bad.
What's Talyn doing? That cannon's definitely growing.
Crichton, what the frill is going on over there?
There's another Placavian ship heading towards us.
Great. Can Talyn go 2 for 2?
How soon can we starburst? I'm just asking.
Talyn, stop talking to Moya.
Pilot, we're on our way back. Crank up the docking web, open the barn door, and pull us in ASAP.
What's your trajectory? Talyn's going into starburst. Crichton, you must hurry. A second Placavian vessel is closing in.
We're rolling as fast as we can.
Not fast enough. Crichton. Crichton. Anybody.
My name is John Crichton, an astronaut, a radiation wavehead, and I got shot through a wormhole. Now I'm lost in some distant part of the universe on a ship, a living ship, full of strange alien life forms. Help me. Listen, please. Is there anybody out there who can hear me? I'm being hunted by an insane military commander, doing everything I can. I'm just looking for a way home. How is everybody?
Dargo's still out, but he doesn't seem to be hurt.
Where's Erin?
We don't know. She wasn't here when we all awoke.
Erin! Erin? Pilot. Sparky.
No, the comms aren't working. Whatever immobilized us in the transport pod knocked out the comms as well.
The dampening net. It's the only Placovian weapon that isn't lethal.
Erin! Erin!
down does that go? That's a long way down. Either they got deep shag carpet.
You! This is all your fault!
Stop it!
But he...
Quiet! Cut it out!
Where the hell's are we?
Some kind of floating hubcap.
Hubcap. Where's Aaron?
Good question.
Bad answer.
I've told you, no one is responsible.
Someone is. You destroyed a Placavian vessel.
You say Talyn is a living ship. Is Talyn responsible?
There is no way that Talyn could have fired that cannon on his own. His manual overrides were engaged.
Then one of you must have fired it.
The one who fled on Talyn. Crais. Could he have done it?
He was nowhere near the weapons console.
We don't believe you. Are you protecting him?
No. Look, if I wanted to lie, it would be easy to blame it on Crais, wouldn't it? After all, he and Talyn fled, did they not?
If they hadn't, would it make a difference to your story?
No.
You're lying. You don't want to see either of them dispersed.
Look, I am not lying, and I don't want to see anyone dispersed.
Not even the guilty party?
There is no guilty party. I'm telling you, it must have been an accident.
Ridiculous! We should just execute all of you. Then we could be sure that the guilty party was punished. Do I offend your senses?
No.
You seem distressed. Did you do it? You're protecting yourself, aren't you?
No, I'm telling you what happened.
Tell me again without the lies!
Start from where the others joined you on Talyn.
All right. Dargo, Zan, and Stark followed Crichton in.
Zan, join us. A Bannock slave.
Bannock, yes, but no longer a slave.
You were on Scorpius's Gamic base, a prisoner with Crichton.
Flattered you remember me. My name is Stark.
Shall we skip the meet and greet? Why did you phone us?
Despite my best efforts, Talyn is becoming more aggressive, more destructive. I need your help to disarm him.
Disarm Talyn.
Not entirely. We still need to protect ourselves, of course. I merely wish to make his armament non-lethal by trading his main cannon for a dampening net, which will incapacitate hostile vessels.
Where will you obtain a dampening net?
From a Placavian arms dealer.
The Placavians, are you serious?
Who are the Placavians?
They are a race who build powerful and dangerous weapons.
Yes. However, what I want is a simple dampening net.
Peacekeeper lies. This has to be a trap to get more dangerous weapons aboard Talyn.
Hear him out, Dargo.
Leave Dargo alone. He has a point.
Look, if Crais is right about this dampening net being non-lethal, then maybe it's a good thing for Talyn.
Exactly. We would need to supervise the installation, of course.
Certainly.
I see a potential difficulty here. What if Talyn doesn't want us frelling with his weaponry?
He will if I say it's okay.
I need your help, and Moya's, to convince Talyn to accept the modifications.
I will not be a party to this.
Yeah, I have a problem. I mean, come here. What do we know about these placovoids?
It's Placavians, John, and how much do we really need to know? It's a simple transaction.
One that benefits Talyn.
Well, I'm not sure I agree. I'm going to have to think about this and perhaps even meditate on the subject.
Enough thinking. If we really want to help Talyn, then we should kill Crais!
I am up with that.
That doesn't help anything.
Indeed not. Talyn would become more destructive without my guidance.
You mean your control?
I can only control him to a point. I can't even convince him to use his weapons as a last resort.
Well, perhaps there I might have more success. I'm willing to link up with Talyn for a direct conversation.
But Crais is the only one that Talyn trusts.
That is Talyn's mistake.
How are we going to trust Crais again?
I have not misused Talyn's power. I've only used it in self-defense.
Well, Maybe Crais is right, John. We do know of Talyn's encounter with the Holosians.
They attacked us. It was all that I could do to stop Talyn from utterly destroying them.
Aaron, what a stack of dren.
I still say we kill Crais.
Well, I don't know who to believe.
I have changed, Crichton. My only concern is for Talyn's protection. Left unchecked, his aggressiveness will lead to disaster. Cavian vessels here.
Crais, we've arrived.
Yes, you're ahead of schedule.
Your ship is still active.
Manual override is engaged as its privacy mode. Talyn is no longer monitoring this conversation.
As you wish.
They are armed. Very well armed.
Perhaps we better raise the defense screen just in case.
No, that may be interpreted as a sign of bad faith.
But with Talyn's defenses on manual override, he can't defend himself.
Is there a problem, Crais?
No problem. Let's discuss the terms of our agreement.
Who fired that shot?
Nobody, and proximity sensors were switched off.
Let's communicate with Talyn and find out.
Turn off the privacy mode. We'll tell him ourselves, Aaron. Don't give him back that transponder.
I have another.
You fooled us!
He's taking over Talyn again.
Leave my ship now!
No, Aaron, we have to go now. Come on!
I can't let you do this!
No!
I would have tried to remove Crais' transponder and forced him to stay, but the others wouldn't risk it. So we all left in the transport pod and watched Talyn starburst away under Crais' control.
So, the cannon just went off by itself. No one had anything to do with it.
You understand, we might find that difficult to accept.
It's the truth.
Dren. Why aren't you on the command?
There's no food on the command.
You are supposed to be negotiating with the Placavians. We've got to get the others back.
They won't negotiate. They won't even respond. So, unless you have any bright ideas...
Pilot? Feels like we're moving. Pilot, are we moving?
Yes. Moya's looking for Talyn.
Talyn starburst away. Moya hasn't got a skizzic's chance of finding him.
She may not, but she wishes to try anyway.
What about Crichton and the others?
Our absence will not change the situation. However, if Moya locates Talyn, she might persuade him to return with us and help free them.
Might.
Well, there's nothing to hold on to.
Where would we go, anyway?
Sooner or later, one of us is gonna have to hide in the bathroom.
I really wish I hadn't said that.
What's that?
Aaron, you okay? Where have you been?
Being questioned by the Placavians. They want to know what happened aboard Talyn. We'll all be questioned. Don't lie to them. Lying will get us all executed.
What did you tell them?
The truth.
Oh, God, I missed you so much. God, I was so worried about you. Play along.
Zotazan.
I missed you too, John. Hold me.
Are they listening?
I have to assume so. I told them no one was responsible for firing Talyn's weapons, that he must have malfunctioned.
It's not much of a story.
Only one I had.
We gotta let the others know.
John. But...
Frown.
That's one reason Crais called for us. Talyn had been experiencing some problems with his circuitry.
Please resume your testimony. You are about to enter Talyn's bridge.
Yes, Crichton went first, and
You were on Scorpius's gamic base, prisoner with Crichton.
I'm flattered you remember me. My name is Star.
Can we skip the meet and greet? Why did you call us?
Despite my best efforts, Talyn's becoming more aggressive, more destructive. You must help me disarm him.
Disarm Talyn.
Not entirely. We still need to defend ourselves, of course. I merely wish to make his armament non-lethal by trading his main cannon for a dampening net which will incapacitate hostile vessels.
Where will you obtain a dampening net?
From a Placavian arms dealer.
Placavians?
Oh, I've heard of them. Quite far advanced technologically. Strong believers in truth and justice.
So you wish to trade Talon's main cannon with these Placavians in exchange for a dampening net?
Precisely. Given that Talon's circuitry has been prone to malfunction lately, equipping him with a non-lethal weapon would seem to me to be in everyone's best interests.
Except I don't trust you.
John, it pains me to realize you still haven't forgiven me for my past misdeeds. However, you can supervise the installation yourself.
You'll need our help and Moya's if you want to sedate Talon for the modifications.
Oh, wow, I hadn't thought about that. Talon might not want to give his cannon, right?
Talon was designed by peacekeepers. Peacekeepers never give up their weapons.
Good point.
But it's in his best interest, so we should let Crais do it.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Sounds very reasonable to me.
You're saying that nobody had a problem with Crais' plan?
Oh, no, of course they did. And that's when Dargo lost his temper.
And why did he do that?
Well, he's a Luxon, and Luxons are subject to fits of hyperrage. Well, and he lost his son, you know. That made him edgy.
What are you talking about, John? I will not be a party to this.
Why not, Dargo?
What if he's lying? What if this is just a trick to get even worse weapons aboard Talon?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Dargo makes a good point.
Dargo is thinking with his Mivonks again.
The Placavian dampening net is just what Talon needs.
If this is a trick, Crais, I'll break your neck.
No trick. I just want to help Talon.
He doesn't need your help.
He most certainly does. Talon would be even more destructive without my guidance.
Don't you mean your control?
I only control him to a point. Believe me, it's been hard to convince Talon that the use of his weapons should only be as a last resort.
Then let me communicate with him. I'll teach him to behave.
Officer Sun, Talon trusts me.
I sure don't.
John, I have not misused Talon's power. I've only fired his cannons in self-defense.
Yes, he may be speaking the truth. Consider his encounter with the Halosians. He could have destroyed them, but he didn't.
Correct. They attacked us, but I showed restraint. Now, doesn't that demonstrate my good intentions? The Placavians' vessels are here.
Let's finalize arrangements.
Crais, we're here.
Right on schedule.
Your ship is still active.
Manual override.
Beautiful ship, isn't it?
Quite aesthetically pleasing.
Weapons console malfunction. No, stay away.
We have to disarm it.
You might set it off.
The Placavians will have great difficulty believing there was an accident. We better go.
Oh, if the authorities arrive, you and Talon should be here to explain what happened.
I can't take that chance.
Leave now, or I'll force you.
There's another transponder.
Now go!
There was nothing we could do. So we boarded the transport pod to return to Moya. And that's when you captured us. Any more questions?
This is the weirdest who's-gone I've ever been in. Slammer, clink, jail, prison.
Just how many of them have you been in?
Just what are you implying? Zan, how'd it go?
I told them what I saw. I hope they believe me.
If they don't, we all die.
I know that.
Stark!
Just see that you remember it.
Dargo, chill out, bro.
He said he only wanted a dampening net, but I didn't believe him.
Why not?
He's an ex-peacekeeper captain who abandoned his own people and abducted Talon. He's completely power-mad. The reformed Crais is just an act. Crichton wasn't buying it either.
You expect us to help you?
You must help me. Talyn is refusing to permit any modifications.
Good for Talyn.
Evidently, your control over him isn't as absolute as you thought.
John, give me the word, and I'll break his neck.
You don't dare. Talyn will be lost without my guidance. He needs a captain. He chose me.
Well, perhaps we should override that choice.
I have not misused Talyn's power. I've only fired his cannons in self-defense.
As you did with the Holosians.
They attacked us. I spared their lives. I'm not a killer.
I don't care what you say. We're not going to help you.
You'll regret this. I assure you. The Cavians are here.
Crais, your ship is still active.
Never mind. Our deal is cancelled.
I cannot permit that. The contract stands.
That's not what the others told us. You want us to believe they're protecting Crais?
No. They're protecting Talyn. They know you'd have to destroy Talyn to bring Crais to justice.
And you don't care about Talyn?
Not as much as I care about the others. Besides, you may never catch them.
Any sign of Talyn?
None. Moya is completely wasting her time. Pilot, we really should head back now.
Moya wants to keep looking.
She's not looking, she's flying around in circles.
We are following a spiral search pattern of my own devising, which maximizes the possibility
that we completely lose our bearings and never find our way back to the others.
I'm doing as Moya wishes. Do not question us.
Well done, Chiana. You could have a fine career as a diplomat.
Well, you, Rigel.
Given your excellent way with words.
Watch your step. It's a long way down.
Keep bothering me and I'll test that theory by throwing you over it.
Just trying to cheer you up.
Don't bother.
Prisoners, your testimonies do not correspond. Unless we hear the truth, you'll all be executed.
What did you say to them?
Leave me alone.
Tell me! I said, get away from me!
My mask! Give me my mask!
What's happening to him?
Help me! My mask! Help me! My mask! Help me! Help me!
What the hell was that?
My mask keeps my energies in check. I wasn't prepared to lose it. I lost control. I wasn't focused.
Doggo, that didn't help.
Oh, and Starsly's will.
Cardago!
I'll tell them what I really saw.
Placavians! You farbot!
And who are the Placavians?
Barbarians, murderers, builders of horrific weapons. Shadow grenades, Novatron gas, seismic disruptors. They're felling savages who deal in death.
Savages?
That was the word he used? Then Aaron decided to step in and defend Crais.
Crais only wants a dampening net.
Dren, I think he wants to equip Talyn with even deadlier weapons.
You know what I think? I think you are right.
Not at all. You can supervise the installation yourself.
No! We must leave, now!
You can't leave. I need your help and Moya's to sedate Talyn for the modifications.
We will not be a party to this.
We must stop the Placovians. They're evil. Their weapons have helped enslave many worlds, including mine.
But this weapon will help Talyn.
I think I know how to help Talyn. Why don't we break Crais' neck?
I am down with that.
Violence will not solve the problem.
Indeed not. Killing me would harm Talyn. He would be even more destructive without my guidance.
You mean your control?
I only control him to a point.
I could help with that if you'd let me.
He won't. He wants to keep Talon's powers for his own selfish purposes.
Yeah.
I have not misused Talon's power. I've only fired in self-defense.
You may be right. We do know of Talon's encounter with the Holosians.
He stopped Talon from destroying them.
The Placavians are here.
Oh, tell them you've changed your mind. Don't deal with them.
Crais, we've arrived.
Ahead of schedule.
Your vessel has not been sedated.
Privacy mode is engaged. Talon can't hear this conversation.
It's well armed.
Look at the cargo analysis.
Novogen gas. Eat you alive from the inside out.
We can't let Crais get near these monsters. We have to strike first.
Stark! What have you done?
Give it up, Crais.
Stark failed you, Crais.
Yeah, you're not getting this back either.
He's got another transponder.
What's happened?
He's back in control of Talon.
Did you think that I'd give him my only transponder? Now get off my ship!
Stark fired the cannon.
Yes. But I will never mourn the death of someone who deals in Novogen gas.
Then why turn Stark in?
Because the rest of us should not be responsible for something that he alone did.
Dargo's testimony is going to get me executed. I'm sure of it.
But you didn't fire the cannon.
I know I didn't. You have to believe me. I didn't do it.
I'm sorry I yelled at you. It's just, it's been over 3 hours. Just between you and me, what are our chances of finding Talon?
Minuscule.
So what are we doing?
Moya feels guilty.
Why? Because Talon blew up some weapons dealer. Well, if you ask me, they had it coming.
Talon's her son, Chiana. She feels responsible for what he does.
Yeah, but doesn't she also feel responsible for Dargo, Crichton, Zan, Aaron? Don't you? You're the pilot, aren't you?
I will not force her to abandon the search, but I will ask her.
But what if they manage to escape in the transport pod and we're not there to get them?
Moya understands your concern. And she agrees with it.
She does?
I'm setting a return course now.
John Crichton.
Who fired the cannon?
Nobody did. It must have been a malfunction.
Stark was at the weapons console. He was frantic. Before I could stop him, he fired the cannon.
Dargo said that.
Was he lying?
He was confused. Stark's never even been aboard Talon. He probably wouldn't know how to find the weapons consoles.
Stark offered to raise Talon's defense screen. He started towards the weapon console, but I stopped him before he could touch anything.
Well, that makes sense. Dargo sees Stark near the weapons console, so after the Big Bang, he assumes it's Stark because Stark was the closest.
Well, no, I never approached the weapons console. When it malfunctioned, Crichton started toward it, but Aaron told him not to touch it.
Then you were the closest.
Look, you guys gotta understand something. Everybody's stories are gonna be a little different. Nobody sees things the exact same way.
We do.
What, 10 Plokavoids see a fender bender, you get 10 identical reports?
Yes.
Well, the rest of the universe doesn't work that way. There's gonna be some inconsistencies.
Such as this one?
Then Crais got angry and marched over to the weapons console and pressed a control. That's when the cannon fired.
Starcade's peacekeepers. You'd like to see you go after Crais, even if Crais didn't destroy your ship.
Stop! We have heard enough!
You're all lying! Further testimony is a waste of time. The executions will begin immediately.
Lorg, tell us who the guilty one is, and we'll spare the others.
Otherwise, we will commence the executions with you.
There's just nothing new in the universe, is there? It's the same everywhere. Good cop, bad cop.
You think we're bluffing?
Nope. I don't think you give a damn about the truth. I think you're looking for a scapegoat.
We want justice.
All right, then listen up. Yes, we are lying. You say we're gonna be executed at dawn. Is it some big surprise that we cover for one another?
No, but it must stop.
Okay, it stops here. I'll give it to you straight. I don't know what happened. Probably never will. Could have been Stark, could have been Crais, could have been any one of us. Best I can do is tell you what I saw. No coverings, no editorials, no axes to grind. Does that work for you?
Go on.
All right. We're good. Right up to the point where Crais tells us about the Plokavoids.
The Plokavoids? Are you Farbot?
Who are the Plokavoids?
A dangerous race who built horrific weapons. Shatter grenades that turn bones to powder. Seismic disruptors that can destroy entire planets. And Novatron gas which eats your body alive.
What's your point? All I want is a dampening net.
Well, suppose what you really want is to install even deadlier weapons on Talyn.
You can supervise the installation yourself. In fact, I'll need your help and Moya's to sedate Talyn for the modification. He won't part with his cannon willingly.
Interesting. Can you blame him for that?
No. We cannot be a party to this.
We can't have anything to do with this. The Plokavoids are an evil race. Their weapons have helped enslave many worlds, including my own.
This weapon will help Talyn.
I know a way we can help Talyn. Why don't we just break your neck?
That would exacerbate the problem. Talyn would be even more destructive without my guidance.
You mean your control?
I only control him to a point. And I can't seem to convince him that the use of his weapon should only be as a last resort.
Perhaps another captain would have more success.
Doubtful. He trusts me.
Then he's the only one around here who does.
I have not misused Talyn's power. I've only fired his cannons in self-defense.
John, we do know of Talyn's encounter with the Holosians.
Correct, they attacked us. Was all I could do to stop Talyn from finishing them off.
Yeah, right.
I have changed, Crichton. My only concern is for Talyn's protection. Left unchecked, his aggressiveness will lead to disaster. The solution I propose, the Plokavoidian vessels here.
This is wrong. We shouldn't deal with them.
Crais, assuming we want to neuter Talyn, are these really the people we want to be in business with?
Do you know anyone else who could provide Talyn what he needs?
Crais, we've arrived.
Yes, you're ahead of schedule.
Your ship is still active.
Privacy mode is engaged. Talyn can't hear this conversation.
Stark, what are you doing?
We have to strike first.
What have you done? And then Crais forced us off the ship.
You assert that Stark did touch something at the weapons console.
After I shut down the console. With the safety on, Stark couldn't do a thing. He did not fire the cannon. Nobody did. And that's how I saw it. Cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye.
There's nothing Crichton can do. I'm going to be executed. I wonder how they'll do it. Pulse fire, strangulations. Maybe even Novatron gas.
They mentioned something called dispersal.
What else did they say?
I didn't ask for details. Why?
Because there's a remote chance that I could survive dispersal. My physical form is only part of my reality. Much of me is energy that I can control and project.
The energy his mask holding.
Maybe if I'm prepared for it, I can transfer enough of myself into another realm to survive.
Well, we do know that creatures like Moldus can be dispersed and recoalesce.
Maybe I can return to this realm someday. No. I don't believe it either. But even a remote possibility is...
Prisoners! We have considered your testimonies and reached a conclusion. Your lack of candor gives us no choice but to have you all put to death.
I don't
Hey,
know. We're barbarians after all.
Start with the Peacekeeper.
Wait! I cannot let the others die on my behalf. I have to tell the truth. I fired on the Blackavian ship and destroyed it.
Stark, don't!
You freely confess your crime?
Yes, I do. Does that surprise you?
Not in the least.
You were our prime suspect from the start.
I thank you all for the great risks you took to save a mere Bannock slave. Your acceptance, your friendship has meant a lot to me.
You have confessed to the crime of murder. Are you ready to accept the penalty?
Ready.
The Blackavian ship has departed, and Moya's ready to starburst once you're back aboard.
Thank you, pilot.
I misjudged Stark. I thought he was trying to save himself, but he was really trying to save us all. He shouldn't have died for his crime.
What crime?
Stark committed no crime.
I saw him fire the cannon.
So did I.
You saw him press the fire button. I had shut down the weapons console so he couldn't fire.
Did you know what else would happen when you neutralized the controls?
I knew that shutting down the weapons console would kill the manual override, yeah.
You returned control of the weapons to Talyn.
Why would Talyn fire?
When Talyn scanned the arms dealer's cargo, he asked Moya what it was. She realized it was Novatron gas, one of the 6 forbidden cargoes no Leviathan may carry.
Moya clued him in.
And Talyn destroyed that ship. He thought he was protecting Moya.
You'll find him.
I know I will. But only because Stark came back to tell me where he was. Why did he do that?
Well, he felt he owed you and Crichton a debt. Maybe this was his way of repaying it.
I've become so distrustful of people. Even when they're trying to help me. What does that say about what I've become?
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
When the Bocavians were questioning you, why didn't you try to finger Crais?
What if they believed me? They probably would have gone after Crais and they would have had to kill Talyn to get to him.
So you were protecting Talyn?
Of course.
And that's it?
Yes. Can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's possible that Stark survived?
Since I got here, I've seen a lot of impossible things.
Well, Zan thinks it's possible.
As she says she does. I don't think she believes it.